Hey everyone, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a plan with me to share with you all. I know, it's been like 2 months since I posted my last plan with me. I'm not sure on the math on that, but it seems like longer. So hi, welcome back. Welcome back to me as well. It's been a ride of a summer and I had to ride it out without having to share on Instagram or on YouTube. Like, it just wasn't happening. Anytime I went to go record a voiceover, it was self-deprecating humor that was only funny to me in the most tragic way. So I figured I'd spare everybody that, although I feel like some people would find it very entertaining and I don't fault them for that. But I just didn't have it in me to go through my day-to-day, like relive it over and over again in a way that was palatable to a video format, you know? If you don't know, I'm sorry, but this is how my brain has been working lately. So yes, hello everyone. I am back with Plan With Me's again. Like I said, the summer was a little rough for many reasons that just kind of like compounded on top of each other. And so I decided to take a little break, but I feel a lot better. I was just going to say a little better, but no, I feel a lot better. Do I feel fully better? No, but that's okay. Better enough to come back to sharing Plan With Me's and Instagram posts again. So yeah, this week I am planning for the week of September 18th to September 24th. I am using the Haunted Kit from ScribblePrintsCo. I decided that I would kind of like pull in some more ooky spooky kits into September if I could. I actually think this is the only one because in October I have a wedding and a baby shower to go to, and I'm giving those weeks their respective themes for the week, but it means also that 2 weeks out of October will not be Halloween themed. And I'm okay with that, but it meant I wanted to put some more like witchy haunted things into September. And I really love this kit because it kind of like reminds me of the entire summer, just like what my insides have felt like. Not so much anymore, not to this like gray and blue degree, but yeah. So let's get into the update. I know that's what we're all here for. It's what I would be here for if it was like me on the other side. But yeah, so this summer was pretty hard. I was dealing a lot with like mental health things, basically like my anxiety, and then my brain was just like being really mean to me. I think I mentioned it in in some of my other Plan With Me's like before I stopped, but I feel like you kind of got a sense of I was not okay. I was just dealing with like too much, but like also nothing at all. Like if you ask me like what was going on, I'll be like, I don't know. Like in that part. The second half, I knew exactly what was going on. So I was dealing a lot with that. And then in August of 2023, Nick and I broke up. Nick has been my boyfriend of 3 years. We broke up. It wasn't an unfriendly breakup where I'm like, I hate you, or he's like, I hate you, but it needed to happen. I'm going to be very vague with the details because just out of respect for my own privacy and for Nick's. Like nothing bad happened, but it hurt like a bitch. And I've been dealing with the aftermath of that. There you go. I know. If I was on the other hand, I'd be like, give me more details. That's all you get. That's all I can give. But yeah, so I've just been dealing with a breakup for the last 2 months. The last 2 months. That's when I stopped because that's when it got hard to look through the weeks and I haven't been coping well. And that's not to say I've been like harming myself in any way, but I am the type of person apparently who suppresses emotions and suppresses things, which is so bizarre because I am an oversharer, but I guess like when things hurt, I don't want to burden people with my problems. So little therapy sesh of a Plan With Me. So yeah, that's kind of where I was at for a lot of the summer and why I didn't post Plan With Me's. I did post the spreads on Instagram. So if you guys want to see those and haven't yet, I am caught up on Instagram with the spreads that you have missed, but there's just no Plan With Me's attached to them because recording voiceovers was hard. because I couldn't just be like, on Monday we did this and Tuesday we did this, because I knew I would start divulging more than I needed to. And I know people love details, but sometimes you just can't share all the details. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm feeling a bit better, handling things a bit better. I'm also going to therapy now. She goes to therapy. And I really like my therapist, which is just like, because I realized finding a therapist is also kind of like dating, where you have to find the right one for you. I've been to a few sessions, but the vibes are immaculate. And she just listens to me. And sometimes I know she's paying attention, which is nice. I don't know, so it's nice. I'm enjoying therapy. I did therapy once in 2020 and I really disliked it. And so haven't done it since then. But in my life, I'm kind of like the person that like people go to and I like help them, but I'm like, you literally need therapy. Not everyone needs therapy, but like some people do. And I'm very much an advocate for therapy, talk therapy, psychiatry, all of those things that people need help with. And then I just wasn't going myself, which seems kind of like a contradiction. Contradiction? No, what's the other word? It'll come to me later. I like how only the wrong words come to me, but they sound right, but that's not right. We'll figure it out later. But yeah, okay, my Mac is dying. I totally filmed this voiceover like 20 times. This is number 21. I had the video like with a full voiceover, the 26 minutes that it was, voiceover, exported it, uploaded it to YouTube, and then I had it set to go live at 8 a.m, like I did for all my other videos, and then I overthought that voiceover. Like, I feel like I just didn't say the right things, but what are the right things to say? Let's get like philosophical. Let's not. But I think I'm in a better headspace this morning, even though I have a migraine that's like just pounding my head in. This feels a little better and a little less chaotic, so I'm more comfortable. I feel more comfortable now. I don't know why I was uncomfortable yesterday, but I think there was just a lot of pressure I was putting on myself to get the voiceover done, because that's been the part keeping me from doing these Plan With Me's. So yes, I think everyone is updated. Anxiety, breakup, she's going to therapy. That's all I've got. I've been reading a lot of books lately. The Kindle has been super helpful with that, but trying to like escape the realities that you live in has been my shtick. And I kind of love that, like, I'm back into reading a lot. I did read a lot in high school, and I was reading steadily more now, but it was maybe like 2 to 3 books a month. And I think I've read 18 since like mid-July, which is crazy and wonderful, because I'm really getting through some books that I've wanted to read. There's still like 48 books on my bookshelf that I have not read, but I'm trying to get through those as well. I put my Kindle down for a hot minute and I was like, you have books, you need to read that on your bookshelf. Go read those. But it's so much easier to read on the Kindle, and I don't know the science behind it. I even looked up Reddit articles, Reddit threads, like, of people like discussing it, and people are like, yeah, I read so much faster on the Kindle. And I'm like, why though? Why? What's the science? So yeah, that is the update. Let's just get into the spread. I did go for a mixed metal moment for this week. It felt like it was calling to it, but like the bronzy version. So like the bronzy gold and the kind of more bronzy silver, even though it's not bronze. And then for the sidebar, I've been doing things a little bit differently there. Not in terms of structure, but in terms of what I put in the square boxes, because there just hasn't been much worthy of putting in the square boxes lately. So I've decided to start putting like song lyrics or book quotes, just to either anything that's like been on my mind, or anything that fits the week. So this one I put my heart is like a haunted house, because it's from the song Haunted House by Florence and the Machine. My heart does not feel like that currently, but it did match the vibes of this kit. So, and that's the song that kept playing over and over in my head as I was doing this spread. So that's the one I put in the sidebar. I liked it. The week before was like a book themed week kit, and I had just finished reading the entire Hunger Games series over. And so I put like, You love me. Real or not real? Real. I don't know why. I don't know why that quote hit me like a ton of bricks this time around, because I remember when I was reading it when I was younger, I was like, oh, that's it? No, Jessica. Oh my God. Love that quote so much. And probably because of all my stuff going through heartbreak and stuff. And I'm like, real love. Okay, yeah, so that's what I've been doing in the sidebar. Although for this week, I did have something to put in the half box, and it's just as the freaking UN meeting, because the United Nations General Assembly is in town every September, and it is the bane of my existence. Although, honestly, it wasn't that bad this year. Last year, they were here for like a week and a half, and they were a tormentor the entire week and a half. This time around, they were here for 2 weeks, but they only really impacted me like 3 days, and it was just in this week alone. So can't totally complain about it, but those 3 days, Monday through Wednesday, there was one day where I was like waiting for the bus for an hour and it never showed. And then on the way back, like you were just stuck in so much traffic because of all like the dignitaries and the police parades and stuff like that. Like it's just a lot. And then my bus doesn't move for blocks on blocks on blocks. And then like buses aren't letting cars through. No, like people aren't letting cars through. It was just too much. And after working like a 9-hour shift, you just want to go home. Like, I know I sit on the bus and I have my book, I have my phone so I can like watch TV or stuff, but it's like not the same as doing it like when you get home. Excuse me for the yawn. Did not sleep well, and it is 10:17 in the morning, which doesn't sound that early. It actually sounds kind of late to me. I've been waking up at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. That's kind of usual for me. But anyway, so moving on to the spread. Also, I have my little ombre heart checklist with the to-dos at the lower left. On Monday, the first thing that I marked was that I went to work and that I finished reading The Accord of Silver Flames, which had I read that book, the physical version of that book, I would have been trudging along. But because it was on my Kindle, it only took me like 5 days. 5 days? Let me see. When did I start it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. It was like 6 days. But that's not bad. It's an 800-page book, which is nothing to sneeze at. So, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. Oh my God. I can't wait for the next one. For some reason, I thought that was like the last book, but it ended in a way that made me think there was going to be more. Turns out there are going to be more. And I can't wait, but also I hate that I'm caught up. So then after that, I caught up on episodes of Big Brother, and I marked with a little sleepy panda from Once More With Love that I was really tired this day. I was tired for the last 2 weeks. Still am a little. I thought sleeping in would help. It did not. Then I marked that I booked a Vegas hotel with my friend Nick. Also, from now on, when I mention a Nick, I also have a friend named Nick. Let's just all assume I am talking about the friend Nick in case I don't put the qualifier around it. But I did have a stint there where I put a qualifier in front of a boyfriend's name, and he was not just a friend. My friend Nick, he's just my friend. I will not be talking about Nick, the ex-boyfriend, from here on out. So if you see Nick in my planner, it is Nick, my friend, not Nick, the ex-boyfriend. Okay, so Nick and I are going to Vegas next year for EDC. I had convinced him with all of my excitement from going this year that like we have to go. Also, I don't want to go alone. So we got like the early bird EDC passes. I think I mentioned it actually like in my previous Plan With Me's. But we booked the hotel because I was like, it's September. I can't believe it's September, but this is around the time where they released it, like the kind of like general tickets, the not early bird ones, just the general tickets they were going to release, and either the prices of the hotel are going to go up or the hotels are just going to sell out, and I don't want that to happen. I want my hotel of choosing for the extortionate price I'm already going to pay for it, and I want to know it's not because the EDC tickets went out, because that happened to me last year. So we booked the Vegas hotel, and then I took a bath and watched Only Murders in the Building. I watched quite a few episodes. I don't know if I really like it or if it's like for me. I don't know why it wouldn't be for me, but it's just like, I don't find it very like entertaining. I did like watch a few episodes, but I think it's just because I had it on as background noise and that's what it truly was. So I don't know. We'll see. For now, I have not watched it since. Actually, I think, did I watch it since? Yeah, no, I haven't watched it since. But yeah, so we'll see. I could pick it back up whenever. So then on Tuesday, I went to work again and I started reading The Catastrophic History of You and Me, which is a book I've had in my bookshelf since 2019, which is insane. And it's like not the greatest thing I've ever read, but it's also not the worst thing I've ever read. And it was just really nice and entertaining. I think it was a really good segue physical book into getting through some of the books on my bookshelf, because it is a physical book I've had since 2019. And I enjoyed it. It was cute. I think high school me would have enjoyed it way more, and it probably would have been like, this is my favorite book ever. And then I would have gone to reread it and I'd been like, what? But yeah, it was a really cute book. Plus, like, the font was kind of big and the margins were small. So even though it was like a 300 something or 400 something page book, I like flew through it. And also, it was just like an interesting premise. So then what did I mark? Oh, I got some Happy Mails, like some jerseys for my cat and my sister's cat that were Eagles jerseys. Vicky's cat didn't like the jersey. Oliver's was too big, but it was like the cutest little thing. I do have to return them. And I can return them in store, but I'm a little afraid because I live in New York. So I don't know if I want to return Eagles jerseys, like Philadelphia Eagles, in New York, but it'll be easier than going to the post office with them. So yeah. So I got those jerseys. They were very cute. I got a picture, but ultimately I'm just going to return them. I was going to get Oliver a smaller size, but by that point I was just like, man, does he need one? He's just very much into being his naked self. So I will respect that. Then I marked that I caught up on Instagram photos. So I took photos of all the weeks that I had missed in my little hiatus. And then I think I played around with like some of, I was just doing planner things. It says play with stickers, but I think I was putting stickers down from the week before, just catching up on filling out the spreads and then taking the photos. And then I spent the evening just chatting with my sister on the phone. I can't remember what we talked about, but do I ever? No. Then on Wednesday, the first thing I marked was my commute from hell. This was the day that my bus didn't show up for an hour, and then we got stuck in traffic because of a suspended vehicle. And then when we got into the city, it wouldn't, like, there was, like, cops just weren't letting my bus through, so I had to walk to work. And so that resulted in me being, like, 45 minutes late or, like, half an hour. I'm not sure. I like to be at work early-ish. And if I get there, like, on time, I feel very late. But yeah, so being that as late as I was just like uncomfy. Then I marked that I finished reading The Catastrophic History of You and Me, and that I went to work and got there eventually. Then when I got back, I had a wax appointment, but since I walked over to the wax appointment, I still had time. Surprisingly, I thought I was gonna be really late for this appointment with all the UN stuff going around. But I went to the grocery store to pick up some things because I was running out to make my lunches, and I really wanted to make sure I made my lunch and didn't buy my lunch because I spent the last 2 months buying lunches instead of making them. They were like they were just basically salads, but it was just so much easier for me to go downstairs and pay someone to make it for me than to make it myself. But it does add up, and I should be saving money for other frivolous things I want to do. So I was like, gotta get back into making lunches. I just didn't have the willpower to make lunches. My mom would be like, what are you eating for lunch this week? I'm like, I literally don't know. I don't even want to think about getting up and going to the kitchen. It's only ever taken me tops like 20 minutes to make a lunch, but it's kind of like flossing, where it just seems like the most daunting task and I just don't want to do it. Not the flossing. I'm mimicking my patients because they're like, it takes forever. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. It really only takes like 2 minutes. That's my little dental hygiene spiel. Then I went to get to my wax appointment. I came home. I watched The Great Food Truck Race, which I figured out was playing on a streaming service. And I was super excited, and then realized they were making like new episodes and stuff. So that was so exciting. Then I just put away my clothes. What a riveting Wednesday night. Then moving on to Thursday, I treated myself to some Starbucks. I went to work, as one does, and then I started reading the book Romantic Comedy, which is like a Reese Witherspoon book club recommendation book. I enjoyed it. It's not going to be for everyone, but I enjoyed it. It was cute, and then sometimes it got really, really freaking annoying, but that only just made me take off like the 5, actually, yeah, I feel like it's like a 3.5-star book, but I enjoyed it. But I also recognize that it's not for everyone. Then I marked that this day was a pretty good day. I'm glad. I can't remember why, but that's okay. The vibes were there. Then I came home and watched the Great Food Truck Race. And then I spent the evening playing Baldur's Gate with Nick. And then watched the latest episode of Big Brother. Wow. Solid day. Then on Friday, I started the day by watching the Great Food Truck Race. Then I went to therapy. And after therapy, I went to go get my haircut with my new friend, Christina. And then we had lunch afterwards, which is not like a secret. It's just I forgot to type up lunch. At first, I had like the actual restaurant name, but then I was like, it'd be cute to write lunch with Christina. But apparently all I wrote was with Christina. So it's not like some secret. We had lunch together. I just forgot to type up the lunch part. So, yeah, I don't know. We got really like delicious sandwiches that had truffle in them. And usually I'm not like a big fan of truffle, but it slapped in the sandwich. And then also I could taste the truffle like on the roof of my mouth for the rest of the day, which was just so much fun. Then after that, I came home, but went into the city to see my friend Flo, who I have not seen for like 3 years. We chatted over text for a little bit and then kind of lost touch. Partly my fault, but nothing bad happened. It's just I'm kind of like, I get like these bouts of bad texting, so that's my bad. But she texted me and we made plans to meet up and we're gonna go to a restaurant. And then she was like, I'd love if you'd come over and I'd cook you dinner. And I was like, okay, that sounds great too. Plus we had a lot of catching up to do. So I was like, it'd probably be more comfortable to do it at like your place rather than a restaurant. And then we also ended up watching some movies. We watched a movie on Netflix that was like something about like the statistical probability of love at first sight. I think that's the book title. And I don't know why I can't remember the shortened version of it, but that's the movie we watched. And it was really funny to us because we just kept making little jokes throughout, not like at the expense of like love and all that stuff. Cause you know me, I still love to the depths of my core, but it was just like how fast it was all happening. But I guess love at first sight. So it makes sense. And then we watched Halloween Town, which was it was fun in getting me into like the October spirit that was coming up. And then on the commute there and the commute back, I was reading my book, romantic comedy. So I just marked that at the end of the day. Then on a Sunday, I just spent the entire morning relaxing, waiting for my sister and my brother-in-law who were over this weekend to get it together so we could go get breakfast. And then we finally went to go to the restaurant to get breakfast, and turns out that they're permanently closed. So that was fun. By the time we figured out where we wanted to go next, it was lunchtime. So I marked lunch with my sister and my brother-in-law. And then we went to this bakery, this cafe, to get some better coffee than diner coffee. And we also got some pastries, which my brother-in-law got this like lobster tail, but it was filled with like cannoli cream and little chocolate chips. It was divine. And part of me kind of wants to go get one after I go to therapy today because I feel like I deserve it. Then me and my sister went to Ulta. I had wanted to go to Ulta because I had a coupon for $3.50 off $15. And I just needed to get a bunch of things. So I asked if she would come with me for company, and I told her I had a coupon, and she never asked me how much the coupon was. So she was filling her basket. And at one point she looks at me, she goes, how much is your coupon exactly? Okay, I'm not I'm not totally sure where that left off because my alarm to remind me that I have therapy in half an hour went off. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we went to Ulta, so she's putting things in her basket, and she was like, I'm putting things in here like it's free. And I was like, it's only $3.50. But I bought so many things, and they have brought me so much joy. I bought this one liquid lipstick from like the Kylie Jenner brand. I love it, and I love that it doesn't even feel like it's on my mouth. So it's like, it's a red lipstick, and I'm like, I can wear a red lip, and it doesn't even feel like anything. Wonderful. I love it. Then I spent the afternoon reading more romantic comedy, just hanging out with Brandon and Vicky, and waiting till we went to go eat dinner with my dad. And then so we ate dinner with my dad and got home and had a little movie night and watched Elemental, although my sister fell asleep, which is not surprising. So basically it was just me and my brother-in-law watching Elemental. And I love this movie so much. I don't know if I talked about it in a Plan With Me, how much I loved it. I feel like I did. But if you haven't seen it, it's on Disney Plus now. Go watch it. I loved it so much. Top tier Pixar movie for me. So then last but not least, we have Sunday. It was a very rainy day. It was very rainy on Saturday as well. But I felt the need to mark it this day because me and my sister went to go do some errands. We went to Trader Joe's, bought groceries for the week because my mom was in Spain. So I had to figure out my own groceries. Although there's not really any ever groceries like when my mom's home, but there's like stuff to pick at. And then we went to Starbucks, and at Trader Joe's, I actually got a box of apple cider donuts. So we took our Starbucks to the trunk of my car, and we just sat there like in the parking lot, sipped on our Starbucks, ate our donuts, and just like chatted, had a little heart-to-hearts, which is really nice. And it was like raining, so beautiful. Then after that, we went to Target, bought a lot of things we really didn't need. Couldn't tell you right now what I bought except for an apple cider soap, which smells delicious. And when they tell you, they actually don't tell you, but when I tell you that that is the best way to get you to wash your dishes is to smell that soap, it works. It works. Then I spent the afternoon watching Ted Lasso. Brandon was in the city with his friends, so he was staying for a couple of more days. And then Vicky went home. But I started finally watching Ted Lasso while I was putting down the basis for some spreads and starting this plan with me. And I love this show so much. I've been told to watch it before, and it's never been like something I didn't think I would like. But actually, I didn't know much about it. But people are like, "You would like this show," and I'm like, "I believe you," but I'm having trouble starting any TV show I haven't already watched. And then someone said that it was very wholesome, and I was like, "Wait, I love that." I don't know, like if I've ever like watched a show that's just like wholesome, because everything now is so like dramatic and like just kind of sad sometimes. But yeah, so I started watching it and I absolutely love it. The thing that the catalyst like for me actually starting to watch Ted Lasso was that like meme that it's like going around on like Instagram Reels and on TikTok where the reporter is like, obviously don't do something like that. Don't do that. And then he goes, you do whatever you like, live. And I was like, that's funny. That's funny. Like, I want to see more of that. And so I started watching Ted Lasso, and I absolutely love it. Spoiler alert. And the last thing I marked for Sunday, because it was such a rainy day, there was a new pho place that opened up next to me. So I was like, soup, rain, pho, new place. So many things worked in its favor. And so I was like, let me go pick up some pho. And I did. And then I ended my night just still planning things and watching Ted Lasso. So yeah, this voiceover is a lot longer than the other one, but I think I like this one better. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Thanks for sticking around and being so kind and patient through my little hiatus. But yeah, I'm back, and hopefully doing the voiceovers gets more comfortable again and easier. So yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!